In 1969, Vincent, together with wife Mary, published their second cookbook collaboration, this time entitled Mary and Vincent Price's Come Into the Kitchen. This time focusing on American cuisine, the book provides recipes and historical reference to the dishes that span centuries. Their daughter Victoria is reissuing the book in November of 2016 with a new cover and foreword by herself. Vincent's next big screen appearance was the 1969 Western More Dead Than Alive. Set in 1891, the story follows a former criminal named Cain, played by Clint Walker, who is released after 18 years in federal prison. He is a rehabilitated man with dreams of making an honest life for himself. He heads to the town of Las Renas to look for work. Turns out there is a traveling sideshow in town, Ruppulo's shooting show and death display. The owner, Dan Ruppulo, played by Vincent Price, recognizes Cain. Among the artifacts on display in his show is the pistol Cain used in his former life, complete with 12 notches on the handle.
Bet you never thought you'd see that again, did you, Cain?
Ruppulo tries to convince Cain to join his traveling show and perform shooting stunts for the spectators. Cain refuses as he wants nothing further to do with guns. He gets a job delivering a wagon of goods to a nearby mine, but once he gets to the cave, he is ambushed and knocked unconscious by a group of criminals from his past. On his way back to town, he runs across a young woman named Monica, played by Anne Francis. She is a painter out to capture the spirit of the Wild West on canvas. Cain hitches a ride with her, and along the way the two get to know one another. Cain bounces from town to town and eventually lands in the big city of Prescott, where he takes a job as a bouncer at a casino under the name of Justin. Things are going well for him until Ruppulo's traveling show comes into town. Ruppulo's sharpshooting ace, Billy, played by Paul Hampton, recognizes Cain in the bar one evening and reveals his true identity to everyone. Cain is fired and takes Ruppulo up on his offer to join the sideshow.
Your offer still stand?
Sure. We were just about to pull out.
Once again, things go well for a while until they pull into the town of Valseco months later. There, Cain runs into a man from his past, a former sheriff who wants to kill Cain. Cain refuses to draw against the man and ends up quitting the sideshow.
I'm a free man, Carson. I don't want any trouble from you or any other man.
Cain catches up with Monica once again and the two fall in love. Cain is determined to make an honest go of it, but that isn't possible as his past continues to catch up with him. More Dead Than Alive was directed by Robert Spar and distributed by United Artists. It premiered January 15, 1969 in Los Angeles. It was written by George Schenck and executive produced by Aubrey Schenck, who, coincidentally, wrote the screenplay for the film Shock in 1946, which also starred Vincent Price. Both Vincent Price and co-star Clint Walker appeared in the film The Ten Commandments in 1956. Walker, best known for his work in westerns, had a confident, unassuming air about his performance. He was a large man with thick, dark hair, and while watching this film, I kept thinking what a great Superman he could have made in the 70s. There is yet another dramatic death scene for Price in this movie, as Ruppulo is shot to death by his Weasley assistant, Billy.
Killer. B1.
Overall, More Dead Than Alive is a good picture with decent production value. It has one of the most abrupt and least satisfying endings, however, of any of Vincent Price's movies. Price is a natural as Ruppulo and turns in an enthusiastic performance. This is probably the best of all the westerns that Price appeared in, unless you count Baron of Arizona as a western. Next up is more Poe work for Price in the AIP picture, The Oblong Box.
the bank, we've discovered a fascinating pastime. Hangman. Each player puts a word here. Wrong window. Then they try to guess each other's words. L?
Nope. G?
No. Endorse it. Q?
R?
Right. A?
Nope. L?
No. N. Wrong bank. If you have a little time to kill, get...
Hangman! I won!
I can't play with these interruptions. Hangman from Milton Bradley.